Derrel Jazz Johnson here with MSG Varsity, RazzandJazzSports.com, here with former New York Knicks, current Knicks assistant GM, Allan Houston. Allan, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm excited. Opening night is finally here.
As someone who played many games here as a Knick, what are your thoughts when you walk out to that floor right now in the newly transformed Madison Square Garden?
Well, I can only imagine what they're going through. I mean, any time you go onto the Garden floor, is just a certain electricity and a certain energy, a certain expectation that you have, that you demand from yourself and from the team. So I think tonight's going to be, no different. I mean, they're going to go out and they're focused on getting the first win and getting off to a great start, and hopefully giving all the fans that are sitting on the bridges, sitting everywhere with the orange shirts, giving them something to be excited about for this season.
You know, we interviewed J.R. Smith's father earlier, and your father was a coach. How impactful was your father in your basketball life and life in general?
Well, I mean, I enjoy talking to J.R. Mr. Smith a lot about that. We still, every time we talk about, having kids and what it means to help them be the best they can be, holding them accountable and the discipline. I just learned so much about having a mindset, learning about how to be a professional and just how to treat the game and treat everything. He would just emphasize to me and my sisters and our family that you have to have humility, you have to work extremely hard and never take it for granted, and just have a healthy perspective. And I think that was really what really helped me. And playing for him, I learned a lot it got solidified in me. I got to see him not just at home and on the phone talking about it, but he was able to drill it into me while I was at practice and in games. So it meant a lot to me in helping me, and I can recognize it even more now when I've stopped playing, when I have children, and kind of helping our guys and the coaches, whatever I'm doing with the Knicks, just trying to have a certain level of discipline, and that's really helped.
Last question: when you see your former teammates, sometimes former coaches here at the Garden, how does that make you feel?
Well, it makes you feel great that they're still able to enjoy what they're doing, and the God has continued to bless them in their lives. But you can't help but to think about the memories and things that you've gone through, and practices and wars and playoff battles, and I think seeing the game from off this side of it, off the court, from this side, you really get a chance to appreciate what you probably meant to so many people when you played. You can't see that when you're playing, but now the way I pull for and am a fan of our guys, and the way you hear fans talk about certain players, you realize, wow, that's kind of some of the things that they said about us as a team, and what that must have meant to them as they were experiencing it when we were just out there just trying to have fun and pour out our hearts. And so it really helps my perspective on what everybody's seeing now.
Well, one of those moments that I'm sure a lot of Knicks fans remember is that shot that's it was a part of the intro last year, and I'm sure it's still there, that shot that you hit against the Miami Heat in Game 5 of the playoffs to advance the Knicks to the next round in 1999. What kind of feelings do you get every time you see that? I'm sure you've seen that play tens of thousands of times by now, but do you still get a jolt out of seeing that?
I do. I really do. I haven't seen it as much as people think, but I have seen it. I actually saw it recently, and I don't know. It does draw up a lot of emotion because you knew how big the moment was, and and you're in the moment, you're not thinking about how big the moment is until later on, and just seeing afterwards, seeing your teammates embrace the moment with you. That's really what it was so fun experiencing and seeing, and what everything that went into that to getting there. We're at opening night right now, and in the first round of the playoffs, nobody's going to remember opening night. They're going to be thinking about that moment, that playoff game, that possession, and the same thing as you advance. And everything that went into that moment started kind of where we are tonight. And so you just think about a lot of those things.
All right, thanks a lot, Mr. Houston, and good luck with the season.